The non-nutritive sweeteners in this study were found to lead to more substantial weight loss and better weight loss maintenance. So this was sort of the take home. All right, and then there's a lot of attention that gets paid to non-nutritive sweeteners in general. They're getting a lot of press now for altering the gut microbiome, for causing cancers in rodents. They get kind of thrown into these population studies. The nutritional epidemiology is very messy. It's like, well, maybe these people are, unhealthy at baseline, and now they're trying to pivot to artificial sweeteners instead of sugar to lose weight. That's a confounding variable. Yep. There's tons and tons of things to account for there. But we found this sort of paper that was an outlier that I was surprised by the results of. The non-nutritive sweeteners in this study were found to lead to more substantial weight loss and better weight loss maintenance. So this was sort of the take home. But a couple things to note about this were the patients, or I guess individuals, participants, were given coupons for non-nutritive sweeteners by Pepsi and other food manufacturing companies. And the selection process, they wanted to account for people that might avoid the non-nutritive sweetened beverages because they didn't like the taste. So they used people that had, were regular consumers of the N&S drinks in their life before the 1-year study period, which is a pretty good time frame, 12 months. And the take home was, that non-nutritive sweeteners were better than drinking just water. So I think that there's a lot of question marks here still, but what could we possibly, speculate as far as mechanism, or is this a strategy that might be helpful for some people?
It is likely that the satiety response can help. Keeping in mind that non-nutritive sweeteners are heterogeneous, so they're not a homogeneous product. They didn't specify if this was allulose. They didn't specify, which is like a lot of non-nutritive sweeteners have calories too. They didn't specify like which sugar alcohol. Is it erythritol? Is it stevia? Is it xylitol? But the takeaway is they're potentially useful as a part of a weight loss regimen. Yes, they'll have other effects on the body, and yes, they will require a podcast exclusively on sweeteners, real sweeteners. We're not real sweeteners, but natural sweeteners, artificial sweeteners in between, and also just including sugars like monk fruit that are often added. So like added sugars. But it's a good takeaway to know that non-nutritive sweeteners are not evil. They're like anything else. This is a recurring theme at this point. And they are potentially useful to add as a weight loss aid.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You look at some of it's zero sugar energy drinks have become very popular, but people still want them to taste good. They're usually using things like sucralose or erythritol, different things like that in the energy drinks that may not be zero calorie, but they're definitely going to be better than having, something you drink that has 50 grams of sugar in it. Because, across the board, someone switching from, let's say, a full sugar soda to a diet soda seems like a no-brainer for weight loss. And you can argue and speculate about the effects on the gut microbiome and satiety. But if you're looking at, the calories, then it makes a lot of sense going from something that has sugar to something that has substantially less calories, even if it's not 0 calorie.
Yeah, it's like an opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of having something that is not sweet, your body will likely seek out something else that is sweet, regardless of its calorie content.
Yeah, because people do. They crave something that's sweet, and that's a hack, I guess. In the bodybuilding community that's been around for a long time is using something that is incredibly not nutrient dense. So, example, the other day you were eating some strawberries, and you said, "What? They're very calorically." You said not calorically dense, or something to that effect. Because if you look at, and I think maybe even Greg Doucette has done a video of this, a bowl of strawberries versus like a small bag of candy, you can eat a lot more strawberries, the same amount of calories, carbohydrates, and they've also got some nutrient density to them as opposed to like a bag of sugar.
Yeah, I think Greg does a phenomenal job of explaining the difference between calorically dense food versus not.